Let's talk more about the immigration issue right now with Congressman Mike Levin. The Democrat represents parts of Orange and San Diego counties. Congressman, good to see you.
You too, Elex. Thank you.
Let's talk about what happened in Camarillo yesterday. That raid getting all sorts of attention. I know a lot of Democrats were outraged by what happened. But let's also talk about the facts of what happened. There was a search warrant executed on a business. There were supposedly hundreds of undocumented workers inside that business and children inside that business, according to law enforcement. I mean, don't they have a right to do that? Isn't that part of what law enforcement does?
Well, yes, but this looked more like a war zone than a workplace inspection. The thing got completely out of hand, and as we're learning more about it, I think we need to demand answers about the type of force that was used, the decisions that were made. We need to review that warrant and understand what DOJ and DHS knew. We have to take child labor violations extremely seriously, Elex. There's no question about that. Just the same, any violent protester who shot, at law enforcement needs to be held fully accountable. But so too do the, ICE agents and others who were there need to be held fully accountable. We need to understand why this escalated so quickly. And we have seen a really troubling pattern, I think we all know, of Stephen Miller and Tom Homan and others who are, seemingly intentionally ramping up the controversy, the chaos, in order to meet quotas and in order to exert intimidation and put fear into people. And fundamentally, when you go after laborers, you go after people who are working, who are paying taxes, who are contributing positively to our economy, that is a very unfortunate reality of what the administration is trying to do. When you have the Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins just say that we don't need immigrant labor at all in the United States, that's certainly not consistent with the facts on the ground. And it's one thing to deport violent criminals, and we should. It's one thing to enforce child labor laws, and we should. But it's another to cause chaos and fear and to rip families apart. So, two difficult things can be true at the same time, Alex. We need accountability all around.
Is the border safer now?
Well, I think it's at the southern land border is definitely, the pendulum has swung all the way the other way, where under the first couple of years of the Biden administration, you saw 1,300 people crossing in between ports of entry a day. That was entirely unacceptable, and I said so at the time. But so too is going after families, ripping people apart, trying to hit arbitrary quotas and use fear and intimidation and escalate things that seemingly should not be violent into things that look like a war zone. So I think the pendulum swung too far one way in the last administration. I certainly think it's swinging way too far the other way in this administration.